Welcome back to another weekly update. Although, in the words of my brother who sent me a text this morning saying, hey, you might want to rename your Documenting the Journey episodes to Fortnightly Fives, because I haven't done one of these in the last 2 weeks. If you're watching this for the first time, I am documenting the journey week by week by giving observations, learnings, weekly updates, sharing the wins, exploring the losses on running a service-based agency called Render Studio. We are a 3D render studio for property developers, but also the other hat that I wear is the co-founder of a property marketplace in New Zealand called townhouses.nz. And if the domain doesn't explain it for you enough, we are a marketplace niched to helping buyers find developers and connect with them directly so they can purchase townhouses across New Zealand. So the last 2 weeks have been really big. We were in Hanma last week as a family, which was really special, spending time together, and that was observation number one. Super thankful or blessed or grateful that we have such an amazing team and that we've worked so hard on our systems and processes and our product behind our company that we can take time off as a family to go and enjoy and make memories. That's one of the main reasons starting a business is not only to serve your clients and provide solutions to people's burning problems, but as a business owner, you do that well so that you can also, design your time and design your life a little bit, which is really cool. So observation number one is that the hard work building a business from scratch is totally worth it. And if you're daring enough to run multiple businesses, and you can afford to go away for a week, then that's even better. A couple of updates that are pretty major. One is that I again are losing some of my role, and some would say, as in I would say to you in this video, it's one of the last remaining large pieces or time-consuming pieces to my current role within Render Studio. This is really exciting for two reasons, and I'll explain those in a moment. The change is that if you haven't watched these videos before, then you won't know that we have launched into the Melbourne property development market with Render Studio. We've gone to Melbourne. It's been our first 30 days as I record this video, or just over. And to break into that market, one of our primary strategies was hiring a sales lead, who his name is Luke. He is a weapon. He is a beast. And I know he's going to be a really, really just key piece to Render Studio growing in Melbourne, but also, as of this update, growing in New Zealand as well. So Luke came on board to help break into Melbourne. A couple of weeks in, I sort of made the decision to give Luke access to our New Zealand pipeline, which is what my current role is, essentially just marketing, content strategy and sales for Render Studio New Zealand and putting out fires, which a lot of the time I'm the one causing the fires, but regardless of that, I thought, let's just give Luke our New Zealand pipeline so that he can get momentum, he can get exposure to more customers, he can get an increased volume of activity, contacts, so that he can understand our product, our client and their issues and how our product solves their problems in a faster way. And that's because breaking into Melbourne, it's a new market, so lead flow is determined by the amount of work we put into outbound and running ads. So I thought, let's just give him the New Zealand pipeline. It'll increase his activity, help him to get exposed to our customer and our product. And as that happened, pretty much 2 weeks later, we realized, well, why should he be limited to just Melbourne? Why can't he just sell across all of Render Studio's markets, New Zealand and Melbourne? And so that's led to one of the biggest updates, actually probably in Render Studio for the year, is that Luke is now going to take on sales globally for Render Studio. Globally sounds fancy, it's just New Zealand and Melbourne, but it means that I am going to be able to step back and step up to really sit deep in that seat of growth, to be focusing on partnerships, expansion, and recruiting. Because as we grow, as we double and triple over the next couple of years, we're going to need more and more artists, we're going to need more and more systems and process and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to sit in that seat, and Luke is going to take over sales across those two markets, which is super, super exciting and a massive update for today's video. And I guess an observation from that is just really that I'm just learning time and time again, more and more as a business owner, that the more I can automate, the more I can delegate, and in terms of cutting the fat, the more I can eliminate, the more my company is going to grow, and the more that I'm going to grow as a leader as well. And so that's one of the main observations, is that as Luke steps up into this role, as Hannah previously and still has stepped up into the project management role, and our artists carry all of the delivery role, it means that I can really elevate myself to just be focusing on strategy, on recruitment, and putting out, crucial fires or bottlenecks that will alleviate the pressure on our business and allow us to continue to grow. It's really exciting. It's kind of scary. I don't know if you've ever handed over your baby before, or handed over the keys to your car, but it kind of feels like that. I'm handing over more and more keys to the areas of our business, but I know that it's going to unlock more growth for us. And so that is really, really exciting. Kind of gets addicting. The more you hand over a role and realize it's better for someone else to do something 100% of the time, even if they're only doing it 70-80% as good as you, because previously you were only doing it for 15% of your time. And so having someone dedicated to project management and comms, like Hannah, having someone dedicated to delivery, like our artists, having someone dedicated now to sales across the board, like Luke, that means that I get to ask the beautiful question, well, what am I going to do? And that is a question, as a business owner and a leader, you need to be asking yourself more often. What would I do if I wasn't doing all of the things I'm doing now? How much more time could I have to grow? How much more time could I have to hire? How much more time could I have to just sit and dream and innovate over our business growing? It's really exciting times. And so the last thing I'll leave you with is that it also means that I'm going to be able to be really more all in, which is a terrible use of English language. I'm going to be freed up to go all in on townhouses.nz, our marketplace. And this is really exciting, because it's going to free me up daily to be asking the big question in that company right now: how are we getting more customers? How are we getting more traffic? And how are we increasing the potency of our service to our shareholders and our clients? Really, really exciting times. So I'll leave you with that, about 7 minutes. If you've enjoyed this video, if there's anything that stuck out, you've got some questions, or you just want to say, hey, nice shirt, comment below. I'd love to have a chat, and we'll see you in a couple of days.